You threw stones at me, but I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall.
I'm sorry, I had to. I was the spirit. Elephant in the room. When you hear your voice and then we see your face, people are like, nah, this is coming from this.
I would say thank you.
You're doing music and then along the way you hit a wall. You were like, I'm just done.
Honestly, my lifestyle wasn't healthy. Drinking quite a lot, smoking quite a lot. And then I also realized, at least in the world that I was in with music, those that were outspoken about their faith, that wasn't really okay.
What are the things that like you look back that stand out to where you're like made you question if you made the right decision? Change your lyrics? Was it like hearing about executives saying she's not sexy enough, she's got to remove some clothing?
I'll actually use an example.
Okay.
I think the moments where I felt like this wasn't the best setup for me was...
This is The Deep End with Lecrae.
So I'm excited because I get to have all kinds of people on here. Some of them I'm like, I don't know at all, and I'm just interested to know something about them. Some of them I'm a fan of, and today I get to be a curious fan because we have an incredible guest here. You have heard her music everywhere. And she's still going, still rising, still growing. And if you're not aware, I don't know where you've been, maybe under a rock or something like that. But we got my girl Madison Ryann Ward here with us today. So I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm genuinely excited.
Me too.
So I'm like, we were just talking earlier, like just you knowing my music and then me knowing your music. So that's cool to me when there's like mutual fandom. You know what I'm saying? And just like, so I'm gonna jump this whole thing off with I'm gonna just show you something.
Okay.
And I want to get your reaction to this. It's a tweet by Anike.
That's wild.
Do you like, what do you think when you see that? Like, do you see that often? Is that a thing? Is that just like, what does that mean to you?
I would say thank you. I appreciate it. It's cool. I'm honored. I would say that.
Yeah.
And that's not something I take lightly either.
Dang.
I would say.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me it's funny because when you hear your voice and then we see your face, people are like, nah, this is coming from this. Is that like, we need to understand how this came about. And like, first of all, like, I'm just the elephant's out the room, elephant in the room. You sound soulful. You sound like, you got Lauryn Hill, Jasmine Sullivan, all kind of stuff going on here. But when we see you, we're expecting, I don't know, Dua Lipa, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like, how does that work? Did you grow up listening to soul music? Like, do other people be like, girl, how do you sound like that? Like, what's the story? How did this come about?
Well, I'll just start with the first music that I knew was old gospel and church hymns that my mom played the piano in a church when I was little, when we were little, me and my brother and sister. And so that was, as a baby, she said it wasn't like how it was for my brother and my sister, but my room with my crib was the same room with her piano. So she says that I was her musical baby, where she would put me to sleep and wake me up in the same room it was the piano in my crib. So I think from there, as far as just connecting with music and feeling it. It probably comes from when I was a baby.
That's crazy.
But so yeah, that music, and then also my dad, when I got a little older, he opened up a barbecue restaurant, and the theme was barbecue and blues.
Blues.
And so he had all the great blues hits and singers and music playing throughout the place. And that was my first job. I was a waitress when I was 12. So I think just from that, I was around singers that I could tell there was a distinction with that versus other things that my friends were listening to, probably.
Yeah, were they tripping, or were they like, what are you singing, or like, did you care?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just kind of put on to like, this is what's what, you know?
Wow.
And I remember like singing the songs back to the guy that was cooking like preparing the plates, and while I was working on the sides, like we'd be listening to B.B. King and Tab Benoit and Etta James and Howlin' Wolf and like, Bonnie Raitt.
Dang.
So.
And you're like 12 singing these songs in the kitchen with like, I can just imagine.
Just cooking it up, yeah.
I can just imagine Etta James and they just, singing. And you just going back and forth like singing. Did they encourage you? Were there people in there like, you can sing, girl? Or
yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. One of them was my dad. I mean, that was the thing that when I was little, he would like have me stand on the fireplace and sing for the guests, or have me stand on the chair and sing the national anthem at the golf course for all his buddies when I was like little. So, but I wasn't pushed into doing it professionally. It just was something I just did.
Okay.
And was happy about doing it,
So, because that's so, like, there's a lot of questions I have, but I gotta like tap into this a little bit. So you're a kid, like in your teenage years, are you still like listening to blues and soul and like?
Yeah, I think just by association, like being at the shop, at the restaurant, yes. But then also, I remember my sister had CD. I think she was given CDs, and she, but she might have sought them out herself. But I remember she had Miseducation, and
that's one of my
Anthony
favorite
Hamilton.
albums.
She had his CDs. And Joss Stone.
Okay.
It was a lot of different people, but I remember just soulful singers, and that would be blaring in our house. And so I'd hear it down the hallway. Like we'd be singing those songs. That was something that we liked, So I think it just kind of seeped in, honestly.
What did anybody think you were weird for liking this type of music as a teenager?
No.
Okay. You in Lawton, Oklahoma. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No.
Really? So they weren't like, but you probably still liked what your friends listened to as well.
Not as much, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't too big on what everybody else was singing, like the girls at the time. I remember thinking, actually, like, I don't really like that. Not being ugly, I just kind of was like, I don't really.
That's not my thing.
It's not really my thing. Yeah.
Man. So were people like were you like, because if you were my friend back then, like I would be trying to show you off or something like that. I'd be like, hey, do the thing, Madison, like do the thing. You know what I mean? Like did people like want to show you off or like show that, because you can sing so soulfully and so well. And I think it's kind of like, I had a friend, his name was Tim. Tim, was just a short Italian kid. If you saw him, you wouldn't think much of him. But we go play pickup games of basketball, and Tim, he was like Allen Iverson. He was like Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what? You know what I mean? But it was so fun to show him off because they weren't expecting this Italian kid to just go off like that. I don't know if like people thought that when they saw you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had some of that. Yeah. I would say yes. But it's funny because I think maybe because from being young, my dad being like, hey, sing.
Okay.
Or something. It wasn't too crazy.
Okay.
But it wasn't, at least for me, music was something that was kind of like close to the chest. Like I wasn't doing theater. I would do the talent show every once in a while.
Okay.
But it wasn't like I wasn't like singing down the hallways at school kind of thing.
That's crazy.
That wasn't me. So it was just
it was your
my
own
thing.
little thing that you had going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I didn't know that either, but you were an athlete. Volleyball, right?
In basketball.
And basketball.
And golf and track.
Oh, you were like multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
What were you the best at?
I had to pick between all of them for college.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, I don't mean it like that.
No, yes, you said what you said. You said what you said. Wait a minute. You had a choice. Do you want the golf scholarship, the basketball scholarship, the volleyball scholarship? Like you had to decide.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah.
You were nice.
Well, thank you. I was point guard in basketball. I did the high jump, long jump, 400-mile relay and track. Golf, I was they call it the one bag. Like there's like 5 people that go out to the tournaments.
Yeah.
My brother played golf as well, and so did my dad. So I kind of learned just from being around him. But yeah, I was planning on playing my 5th year at Oklahoma basketball.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do that because I was playing pickup basketball anytime I could. And I had a shoulder surgery my freshman year, so I had a medical red shirt. So then I couldn't. My 5th year I had no other sport. So I was really bummed out about that.
You were playing for Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like that timeout. Like you just threw that out there like it was not you were nice. Why do you have all the gifts? Like everybody can't do everything, Madison. You get all the sports, the music. Like what is like? Did you grow up feeling like, I don't know, gifted, or were you insecure, or how did you feel?
No, I mean I felt. Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
But
so you were arrogant.
No.
I'm messing with you.
Oh
I'm
my
messing
gosh, no. Where I'm from, that wouldn't fly.
Oh yeah.
No. But I mean, I knew. I did know.
Mm-hmm.
And I really was actually like my senior year, I really was sad that I didn't play or run. I think I didn't get to run track. Like I wanted to do more. I wanted to do as much as I could while I was there. So
when did music like come a little, like did somebody encourage you? Because you're a college athlete. Like when is somebody saying, nah, you gotta like pursue this? What's that story?
Yeah. So I actually wasn't planning on doing music professionally. I was planning on I was gonna go overseas and play professional volleyball. And it wasn't until my second to last year that some other athletes found out that I could sing, asked me to sing in our cafeteria. And I had just trained with some of our younger girls. So we were like in our workout gear. And they recorded me singing like a snippet of a song. And they put it up on their Twitter. I don't even think I had a Twitter at the time. And it went viral. And they came back the next day and they were like, hey, you need to do this again. This thing went viral. And so we did another video and the same thing happened. That video went viral too. And then like, it was like World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah. What song were you singing?
Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin.
Of course. You wonder why it went viral. Yo.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of how it took off, I guess, in college.
Just random. So what are you thinking after it goes viral? Are you thinking like, oh shoot, maybe I got something, or like is somebody like, who's the person in your world that's telling you, nah, I'm telling you, you got something?
Honestly, it was the response online.
Okay.
And the people in the community at the school. Because the school, Oklahoma, like they have a sports broadcast as well. They kind of swept in and they were like, hey, we want to do a special on you and your budding music career. And I was like, okay. And so it was funny because it was something that I was just working on every once in a while at home when I could. But for the most part, I was busy. I mean, playing a sport in college at a high level is a full-time job. So yeah, I wasn't really pursuing it. So it started to get pretty weird, and it split my worlds because A&R people started reaching out to my student email and started reaching out to my coaches and were showing up at my games and saying like, hey, we want to meet you at the hotel that you're staying at. And so it became kind of like,
yeah, they were coming for you.
Yeah. That's actually what made it more serious for me, was the response once the videos got out. And then it was highlighted because my main thing at the time was just playing volleyball. And I mean, I was a captain on the team, and that was my. So
Now, where's your faith at this point in time?
I was a believer.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was where it's at now by any means, but you know, I think college as a whole, I there's things I wish I could go back and change. You know, college is pretty wild. Some colleges are more wild than others, and
Oklahoma.
that comes with its own thing. You know, they can get down.
Oh yeah,
we can party.
And being a college athlete too, and you got like the people around you sometimes can like, it's like maybe I should do something different, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're in college.
Yeah.
You are a Christian, but now you got to process this like star moment, this viral moment, and people are calling your phone, people are reaching out to you, and eventually you connect with a legend, an icon, the person who is the co-founder of Def Jam Records, who produced Jay-Z, Pharrell, I mean, Beastie Boy, like, I don't know, you name the artist and Rick Rubin has been behind them. How do you end up signed under Rick Rubin? How does that happen?
Yeah. So whenever I started out, and shortly after college, I started to write quite a bit and was trying to find out where I would land sonically as an artist. And I was here in Nashville, but taking trips out to Los Angeles. People would fly me out. I'd meet with different teams, management teams, branding agencies, just all different kinds of things. And I was encouraged at that time that the first thing I probably needed was an attorney. So I met with some attorneys, someone connected me, and then I established a working relationship with an attorney out there. And he was really kind, and he actually had a connection with a manager that was with the management team. And it wasn't long, I had just a couple songs that I was like, I feel confident about these 2 songs. These are my 2. And I met with those companies, that management company, one of the guys named Rex Rideout. And yeah, I actually co-wrote my first song, Mirror, that I released with him. He played piano on that.
Okay.
And
it's a dope record.
Yeah, thank you. And so it was a really special time. And it was through meeting him and meeting the management team that he was a part of, another manager, a guy named John. And it was through his relationship that he had with Rick. He said, I feel like I'd like to introduce you to Rick.
Okay.
I feel like that would be a good direction for you. Because at that time I was being courted by different labels and sorting that out. So we went to his house and met him, played those.
Shangri-La.
No, that's not his house.
Oh, that's not.
No, that's his studio. That's the studio house.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had another home, which unfortunately it burned down in the fires.
Dang.
However many years ago.
Yeah.
Not this previous time of fires, but the time before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met with him. I played him those 2 songs that I had, and then he said he was interested, and he said he understood where I was trying to go sonically, and that he really wanted to be a part. And that's how it happened. So he was kind of in the mix of while I was meeting other labels at the time. Okay.
And you felt like, okay, this makes sense for you at the time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious because you're young. All this is new. You're learning who you are as a person, as an artist, as a believer, and having to process all of that while making these like big decisions. And I did a joint venture with Columbia. So I was at Columbia Records, and it's interesting because as a believer, certain things are common in the world that you don't realize, like, oh, this is just common. Like, this is how y'all function and the label, you know what I mean? Like, whereas, I don't know, that just wouldn't be the way we would do things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm curious for you, like, were your eyes opened? Like, oh shoot, I didn't know this was gonna be like this, or like, what was your experience?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, my experience, I think as a whole was, there was so much good, and I'm so grateful for it, because
For
I
sure.
was like, the learning curve was really, really steep for me. And I was so green. Like you said, I was just like, it was like drinking from a fire hose. I was like, wow, there's so much to learn, you know, to get educated on, if I'm going to succeed at this, if I'm going to be protected, if I'm going to be wise. So I guess I don't know how to talk. I don't really know how to answer that in like a one. This was my experience, because
Yeah, it was so many things.
it was so many things. Yeah.
What are the things that like you look back that stand out to where you're like, made you question if you made the right decision? You know, were there things like that? Like, I know for me, I was in a meeting one time, and then I saw one staff member cuss another staff member out, and it was like, that's just normal. That was just a day at the office. It wasn't like
Crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, you know, kind of like hearing about executives saying, you know, she's not sexy enough. She's got to remove some clothing, and just like, it's like, oh, this is really going on. So I don't know, were there ever moments where you're like, oh, wait, did I make the right decision here? Or were you ever, anything that made you think that way?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily, thankfully. I know I've heard horror stories like that too, where women and young girls are kind of forced to, or they believe that they have to come off more sexy, or do a little bit more of this or that to get attention. I actually have friends that I had established relationships with while I was working that was their story, and I was really sad about that, because that's not something I was walking through. Thankfully, I think where my music landed, it was more just soulful and pop.
Yep.
I hadn't incorporated that element. That wasn't even how I was, you know? So I think the moments where I felt like this wasn't the best setup for me was having so many other opinions connected to what was supposed to become of me. That's pretty dangerous if you actually yourself don't have your feet planted down deep on who you are, what you believe, where you're at. If you're just trying to succeed, it's like, well, what's your metric of success? Because the people surrounding you in the industry, I mean, I think it's wise to just follow the money. Like that's usually their thought process, is what's going to equal making a lot of money, you know? So that was kind of difficult at the time to realize that and feel that and know that. But I also have respect to the fact that it is a business. So I'm not naive to that. But yeah.
What were, like, I guess, what is that tension? Because that's a tension for a lot of artists, like art versus commerce, and like how that works. Like, what was the tension for you? Was it like change your lyrics? Was it like, you know, like what did you feel like, wait a minute, I really like this? Or what do you think that was for you?
You know, I'll actually use an example.
Okay.
My own example. I had worked with a producer, writer, his name's Jason Boyd, but he goes by Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
And whenever I was out there, that was connected through somebody that I worked with at a publishing company. And while working with Pooh Bear, we created a full album, like a full project. And it was kind of a defining moment, I think, for me, is that once the songs were collected and created and made and we had them, there was a lot of hype around it. And everyone was like, you got to put this out. This is going to be next. This is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt pretty strongly like this isn't right for me. I don't know if it's a right now kind of thing, but I don't know. And I made a call to him and just told him, hey, I'm sorry, but I know you spent the time. I know you guys, have invested your efforts and even money into this. And I don't feel like I can release this. And that was actually a really good moment for me because I think I knew, I need to, I don't know. I think you can quickly kind of jump into someone else's camp and be what they think for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was bad. It's not like it was like really.
But it wasn't you.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There was one of the songs that I did with him that it did feel like me. It's a song called Other Side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really amazing guitarist named Justice West played on that, producer as well. And so that was one that I picked out of the whole project and I released that on my project, but I wasn't okay to put out just the whole project with him. I was like, I don't think that would be the right move for me right now. But that was very disappointing to the people surrounding me.
Got you.
It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't have autonomy. You didn't have a sense of ownership over who you felt like you were supposed to be. Yeah.
To a degree, yeah.
Now, does faith play into that, or was that just a personality thing?
I think both.
Okay.
I think it was a combination, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the faith component played into it?
I think even if I wasn't outspoken about my faith, the way that what I had been taught, what I was brought up believing, whether or not I had fallen off a little bit or not, I think I had just caution, like more caution on some things that I feel like other people might not have, which looking back, I'm like, that was the Holy Spirit. Like there were moments I'd be in places late night and be like, I think I need to go. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. And, I think that served me well.
Yeah.
And then, I think maybe just being an athlete might have served me well too. And being tall might have served me well.
Talk what you mean? Like
I'm 6 feet tall, I think like that's kind of, I don't think, at least maybe how I come off. Like I've been told like, oh, you're so like soft spoken and all this, but I think it's maybe like an understood like.
Yeah. Like don't mess with her.
Not really, not like not like I lead, not like I lead with that, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, it might be. I think
I don't know.
I definitely know that my height at 6'4", my size and my stature has opened and closed doors for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that by any stretch of the imagination. You know what I mean? But that's very interesting. So
yeah, that's funny. That's really funny.
Were you wrestling at all? Because now you this full-fledged music artist, but you were an athlete, D1 athlete. Like, were you wrestling at all? Like, dang, my athletic dreams are getting buried, and I'm this music artist now, or was it just like, nah, this is what I'm doing now?
It was actually kind of strange because my very last year that I was playing volleyball in college, I had a weird injury that was pretty serious. It was a weird pelvic injury that happened right at the same time as the music thing was like kind of opening up. All the doors are being kicked open for that. And so, I was encouraged told by the doctors and the trainers at the time, like, this is you could potentially have surgery and see how it goes. But really the way that could heal from this would just be rest.
Okay.
And so it was sad. It was a sad time because I really did want to go and play. I really, really did. That was like such a desire. So
clearly.
Yeah.
You was gonna go overseas and do this.
Yeah. I was like, man, that would be so beautiful. And we actually had an assistant coach who had joined the team at that time who was encouraging me to do that as well. So I felt like, oh my gosh, that's right there. I could do it. So I think that kind of like subconsciously it was like, well, maybe I am supposed to be doing music. That's kind of what it felt like. It felt like a strange timing for that to confirm that.
Yeah. And I think God spoke loudly. We're here today. It worked out. I think you're supposed to be doing music.
Yeah, thank you.
But now you got to fill me in a little bit because there's the timeline. I don't know the full timeline, and you're a hard person to research. I'm gonna tell you that. So I was trying to learn little bits and pieces, but it's like you don't do a lot of social media, like interviews type stuff. So I feel very honored.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Me too.
But like apparently, like you're doing music, and then along the way you hit a wall, and you were like, "I'm just done." Like, where is that in the journey, and how does that happen?
Yeah, that actually happened whenever I left LA. So,
before you go there, like,
yeah.
well, I guess take me through how you ended up leaving, and then like,
yeah. So I had been out there. I was signed and working on a project and trying to find out where I would land sonically. I released only an EP, a small EP, while I was signed, and I was out there for 2 years. And honestly, my lifestyle wasn't healthy. I lived alone when I was out there. So my friends, like I didn't really have like a circle. The people that were in my circle were people I was working with. And so I feel like I didn't have community that I needed.
Yep.
I definitely didn't have a faith community. I wasn't even like, I was like, where am I in my faith? What do I believe? You know, that's kind of where I was at because I was being challenged all the time. And then I also realized it seemed like, at least in the world that I was in with music, those that were outspoken about their faith, that wasn't really okay. Like it was kind of like, hey, keep that to yourself. That's not going to appeal to the masses. Like definitely don't say Christian. You know, there were conversations like that where like, hey, that would not be good. Like you can kind of keep your faith over there. Because that in particular, like Christianity really is the one that would get the most heat. So I pick up on that and I was like, that's wild, you know? That's wild. So I think internally that created a lot of turmoil for me. I was drinking quite a lot, smoking quite a lot at the time. And I think
messing with them pipes, girl.
I know. It's a shame. I know. Not anymore. Praise God. But I think actually looking back, once I got up out of it and left, it was, I think it was more just a coping thing because I was figuring everything out so quickly and I was doing it on my own, you know? So I have grace for that version of myself,
right?
You know, now.
For sure.
But yeah, so to answer your question, sorry, I don't want to
that's good.
Sidetrack too far.
This is your story. I'm listening. I'm curious. I'm learning.
This is my first time saying it. No, I'm just kidding. How did I get to leaving? Like saying goodbye online? Is that what you mean? Yeah. When I was out there for a couple of years and I finally just was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. If this is what it feels like doing music professionally, I feel very empty. I feel very sad. I feel scared all the time, lonely. Like it just was like, gosh, I also felt like not good. And it felt like like an energy of like not good enough because you're being told about what else is going on and the weird comparisons. I mean, I was like, gosh, this is I don't like it. That's all I knew. Just chopped it up as like, I don't like it. And unfortunately, I had signed a deal that was for a long term. But what happened was I don't know what, it must have been just a lot of gumption that just kind of came over me. But I gathered a bunch of songs that I had worked on, which I thought was equivalent to the extra albums that I needed to turn in. And I had a conversation with Rick and I asked him if I could be let out of my deal because I was signed directly to him, distributed through Republic Records. And I said, I shared that same thing, like, hey, I really feel like I'm unhealthy. I don't feel like I want to do it like this for my life. I don't really know where I'm going creatively. I feel like I've kind of gotten confused. There's a lot of voices around me. I feel unsteady. Personally, I don't feel like I'm healthy right now. I can't remember if I shared anything about my faith. I don't think I did. I don't think I did because at the time I kind of wasn't. But I said, I've collected a bunch of songs that I've created that are finished and unfinished. If I could just give those to you, could you let me out? And he was very kind and said, I understand. I'm sorry that this has been your experience. I feel like if maybe the couple years that you've been having happened prior to us meeting, maybe this would be a different experience for you. He said, I never want an artist to feel trapped. And he said, you don't have to give the songs to me. That's okay. And I'll make it happen. I'll terminate it.
Dang.
It was crazy. And it was just a phone call. And I was sitting in my car outside of my apartment, but I was like, I got to get out of here. And I told him, thank you so much. And looking back, I didn't understand the gravity of that. I knew it was a big deal. I knew it was a very big deal. Big deal. I hung up and I cried to myself. I was like, oh my gosh, God, Lord, you're good. You got me out.
Facts.
It was like, oh my gosh. But at the time, it was also like, now what? Because I had run out of the money that was advanced to me. So I'm like, I got to get a job. Like, what am I going to do?
Back waitressing, singing the blues.
Yeah, I was like, I guess you're going back to the barbecue shop, Dad. Dad, let's get it going. That's hilarious. Yeah, so I was like, all right, bet. So that's what happened. I realized that was a big deal. I sold the stuff that I had left out of my apartment, said I'm selling everything. And I had it was a real come to Jesus moment. I was like, who am I? Like, outside of all this that just happened for the past couple years, what is this lifestyle I've been living? I am not a hotshot. I have not made it. Where are my roots? What do I believe? I want to go home. Like, I was like, I just want to go home. And I went home. I drove back to Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. And so went home. It was ground zero. And I was at the print shop catching t-shirts where my dad, he does screen printing. And I was catching shirts at the end of the dryer and just figuring it out. And really, really, it was a really, really low time, honestly, mentally. Really, honestly, pretty dark. Like because I went from like 100, I went from 0 to 100 and then I went from 100 to 0. So that was a big, big adjustment, but it was exactly what I needed. And God was so kind and so right there with me through that time. But that was whenever I said goodbye online, I kind of made a dramatic, like, I'm out of here.
Okay.
And I permanently deleted all my accounts and said,
yeah,
I don't want this.
But it makes sense when you hear the whole story, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes sense because it's like, yeah, you had to die to live.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
You really did.
It really was one of those, I was like, there you go. You can take it. Like, take it back.
Man.
Take it back. I don't want it. It was that conversation to Rick. It was that conversation to my friends, other producers, my family. Even, I had pushback. Even once I got home, I remember my dad was like, what else are you going to do? He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's not, I can't, I actually physically couldn't either. Cause I was like really not doing well mentally. All of it took a toll on me. And it was also pivotal too, as far as my lifestyle. Cause when I left, I told God, I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to be carrying myself the way that I was or had been either. So whenever I stopped that cold turkey, my body reacted in a really, really bad way because that was a coping mechanism, like regularly.
Yep.
So once I removed that, it was like, wow, I'm scared. What's life going to be? What have I done to my life? I thought I blew it. Like, it was a lot of, I could feel it was I was like get attacked mentally, but
dang.
But God was kind, and I made it through.
There's so much. First of all, thank you.
Yeah.
For sharing that, because that's powerful. That's powerful.
Thanks.
But like, one, it's liberating because I thought that's really a lot of artists' experience. Like, and people don't talk about that side of it. Like, there's so many artists who are like, they're in LA, they think they're living a high life, they got it together, And then internally they're dying. They're comparing themselves to everybody else.
Horrible, yeah, horrible.
It's not working out. Their song isn't taking off or whatever it is. And they're just fighting, but they're dissolving inside. And I know this because I was friends with some of these artists or like was on like the same stages with them.
Yeah.
And I remember having conversations with A&Rs and product managers. And these artists are big.
Yeah.
Like they had hits and
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, so-and-so's depressed right now. We can't get them into the studio, or
Yeah.
so-and-so's just like down. And you're like, dang,
Yeah.
online, you would never know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't talk about the starting over part either.
Mhm.
So that's humbling.
Very.
To
Very.
You back from LA?
I guess it didn't pan out.
What you doing back here? You know, you catching shirts? Like,
Honestly, I was like, what?
What
Humble
are people
pie.
saying?
I had a piece.
That's what I'm saying. What are people saying anything? Or they just like, yeah, you know.
To be honest, I kept to myself. I was
Okay.
at home and I was at the shop. I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm not going
well,
outside.
I don't have much to say, you know. Yeah, the evidence. And then you couldn't find me online either. So
Right.
it was good. It was really good though, because on my drive home, something popped into my mind as far as what job I would get. And I was like, you know what? Elderly care. I think I want to work with the elderly people. Maybe that'll kind of get me back into the perspective of like what's really important in life, and
Yeah.
that'll help me because it's kind of, you know, something you can do, and it's kind of, you don't hear about it much. And I have a lot of respect for people that do home health care
Mm-hmm.
and take care of elderly because of doing it. That was one of the jobs I got once I got back home, and so I would go and visit elderly people and change diapers and shower them and make
you were
food.
doing ministry.
It did. It was that.
Yeah.
It was very humbling. It was like, not only do I feel completely humbled by my own choices and like what I've decided to do, it was like a daily, it was so good. It was so good. It was hard, but it was really, really, really good.
People would never imagine Madison Ryann Ward is changing grandpa and grandma's diapers. Like, so how does your faith start getting reconstructed during this time?
It was during that. Genuinely. It was during that time that I felt like God was like just right there and like very, very, whereas when I was in LA, there were so many times I'm like, God, where are you? What is this world? Like, this is kind of weird. I feel so disconnected. And then, I think I felt more affirmed in who I was and what really matters, what things last, what things will pay off in the long run that you can't even see, that goes beyond what's flashy and what's hot and what's money and all that, you know. So I felt like I was like making deposits into, that's not why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it to make deposits,
Right.
but it did feel
God
like
used it.
God used it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was through that time, and then, kind of evaluating everything with a sober mind. That's also where my faith became a lot stronger, because once I stopped, like
living unsober.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
once I cleared up, I was like, wow, I can see everything pretty clear. So yeah, I think that dropped everything into perspective for me. And my mom, she spoke a lot of good, and my dad too, and my stepmom and my brother and my sister, like everybody spoke really, really strong words of life into me during that time. That helped me and reestablished me.
Well, I think it's funny because even though you would say you were lost, like not lost, like, but you were drowning in LA, it's still very like some good deposits were made for you to even be able to say at such a young age, Rick, I'm not well.
Yeah.
You know, like that
that
takes a lot, because a lot of people wouldn't say that. They would just suffer in silence and just try to like, but you raised your hand. And I think that's
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like step number one for anybody who wants healing and reconstruction of their soul, their lives, is to say, I am not well.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
thank you.
Shout out to you for that. Like, that's a big piece of it. How do you, so you're back in Oklahoma, you leave LA, you're working, caring for the most vulnerable.
Right.
God is making these deposits in your life. Like, when do you start feeling comfortable creating music again?
Yeah, so that took some time. I wasn't trying to do music. I really was like, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And when I found out how disappointing that was to the people that were closest to me, I was like, well, maybe I'll reconsider.
Okay.
But it took a little time. And I actually, I think I got it. Maybe I had a computer. I think I did. I already did.
They got computers in Lawton?
They got computers in
I'm
Lawton.
messing.
It's wild. Yeah, they do. They got cell phones too.
Word! That's crazy.
Yeah, they're still flipping though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What was the question?
You got on the computer. I'm saying, how'd you get back into making music? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was it. I started to try my hand at recording myself. That was what it was. Because prior to that, other people were recording me. I never was actually vocal engineering myself. I didn't know the programs. So once I was just by myself, I was like, you know what? I think I want to try and learn that. And then it just kind of took off from there. Because I vocal produce all my vocals. I record myself at home. And I really like that approach. I like doing that creatively. I can kind of come alive in that way if I'm doing that myself. But I think what happened was some friends sent me beats, and then with what I was working on the job, like lyrics would come to my mind while I'd be like in between showers and diapers and stuff and preparing meals and going on a walk. I'd be like, you know what? God said this to me today while I was taking Mr. Torres out. It was precious. It was slow too. It wasn't like, bam, here's all your songs. It was like over time that my next album was being formed.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, I think that speaks to the depth of your music now.
Oh, wow.
The staying power. Because a lot of people don't have, I don't know, their roots aren't deep. You know what I mean? And I think that's when we create the best art, is when like it's not quick. It's a process. Like the best meals are slow cooked.
That's right.
You know what I mean? God's just working some stuff out in you, and then it's like that's why we get what we get when we're like, ooh, that was good. Where did this come from? It's like that was slow cooked in the oven right there.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
That's cool.
How do you get from making a couple songs on your computer to like, all right, I'm an artist again. I'm putting out music.
Yeah, that's a good question. What happened was after I left, like after I was like, see ya, I noticed, because I went back just to check, someone else had gotten a hold of my account or my name. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought if you delete your account, no one else can have that same name and then like act like you. And someone was acting like me and was sharing things like on Instagram as me.
Wow.
And it had to have been another God thing, but I sent a DM and sent a picture of me with my ID, and I was like, hey, this is me, Madison Ryann Ward. Could I please have my account back? And then they released it.
Hold on.
And then I got it back.
Time out.
Yeah.
Was this like a super fan or something?
Yeah, it was. It was one of those situations.
So they were just like,
they were acting, but it was odd because they were acting like
you.
Me. Yeah.
So they're a big fan, but they took on your identity.
Yes.
And they were like, hey, just cleaning up the house today, working on new music. It's coming soon.
It was some of that kind of stuff.
Yo, that's
in the
crazy.
Caption of like, this is what I'm up to, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes, yeah. So I asked if I could have it back. I mean, the account was like, there were hardly any followers on it, but the fact that was the handle, same handle.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's kind of scary.
First of all,
Yeah.
you DM'd this random fan your license.
Oh yeah.
Yo, God is with you.
Oh my gosh.
God is
That
with
sounds
you.
so silly. Wait, I think I might have scratched out where like
I
the
hope
important
so.
stuff.
I hope so. Because, man, the fake Madison Ryann Ward is out there right now shopping. You better check your credits because it is going down out there.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. No. I'm pretty sure I was protecting myself.
Okay.
But I was at least saying like, this is me. This is the real me.
Yeah. So you take back over your account and then you're like, all right, let me give the people some music.
Yeah. But it was through, I was educated that you could get an account like on DistroKid or something.
Okay.
And I released my first single just independently. I think it was called Higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the one. That was my first one. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that one. And then I did another one called I'll Wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of trickled them out. It was like while I was doing other jobs. That music wasn't my full time.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't paying the
Paying the
bills.
bills.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I didn't have anything from the time before, from when I was signed. I mean, it was like I'm
Yeah.
working minimum wage. I'm saving up for whenever I can do a cooler thing musically. But I would imagine it was odd for people because the appearance online is like, man, you made it big. And then
Yeah.
it's like, where you at?
I'm
You know?
scrubbing feet.
Yeah, it really was. It was that. But it was good. It was good. It was so good for me.
Man, that's powerful, man. Like that's encouraging to hear. Cause that's a lot of my story is very similar. Like I was a
Really?
cable man. I was in attics.
Really?
Like, yes, writing songs and like
No way.
No, dead serious.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's like I'm a cable man. I'm in the attic, raccoons and stuff up there. I'm like fighting insulation and thinking of lyrics and but that's what I'm saying. God just starts working that stuff out in you.
That's
You
where
know
it's
what
at.
I mean? That's
That
where
is where it's at.
Yeah. So
Seriously.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, I love that.
That's cool. I did not know that about you. That's awesome.
Facts. Now I hustled a little bit because I told the people at the cable company, I said, hey, I got a degree in what do I need a degree in to work here? I got a degree in that. And I'll come intern on my days off from being a cable guy. And they were like, all right. So they let me intern, which ended up getting me a job in the marketing department. And that's when I learned a lot. But I still was working on my album. And then that department shut down and I was doing sales. And I didn't know, they had me building databases. I didn't know how to do it.
Oh, wow.
But it was a girl next to me. She had a crush on me. So I would just cheat off of her. I'd be like, hey, how you build this? Okay. So I was literally, it was bad. It was crazy.
But you made it.
I made it. So
that's cool.
Your story's phenomenal of how you got to, it makes a lot of sense, like how you walk in such humility,
thank you.
The words are rich of what you're saying and what you're singing. Like it makes a whole lot of sense. And I guess when we listen to your music now, even the sound, like it makes sense. Like you're unapologetically, you own the sound that you have. And you're unique. Like there's no one like you. Like some people, you can say, oh, what about this? What about, nah, you have your own unique lane, your own unique sound and style.
Wow, appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. But you kind of blend genres. Like, I don't know if what do you consider yourself? Because sometimes it's R&B, then it's indie, then it's pop.
Yeah.
Are you just an artist?
Yeah. When people ask, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I usually just I say, that's soulful.
Okay.
I'm like, it's like soul, R&B-ish. I usually say, with some gospel undertones.
Okay.
Now I say that, but that doesn't mean I have to have every song where there are gospel undertones. Like, I think that's something that I kind of learned too, was when I reapproached music, people coming at me because I was sharing about my faith. They were like, oh, so you're doing this Christian, like, so is that the lane that you're trying to be in? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess if you put me there, like, yeah, if I fit, if I can be in that lane, cool. But I'm not like trying to keep myself where that's all that I get to say. I feel like Christian is like, that's what you believe. Or
Come
whatever
on.
bleeds out is like,
Come on.
that'll tell if that's really what you believe or not.
Come on, Madison. Talk my talk. That's what I'm saying. I love that. Because honestly, it's like if I say I'm a Christian, I am a Christian.
Yes.
But if I'm not playing Christian basketball when I'm out there.
That's
like,
good.
You know what I'm saying? But the Christianity of Lecrae is going to bleed out on the basketball court, right? Like you're going to see evidence of my faith when I'm out there.
That was a Christian crossover.
You know, I don't know.
Those are some holy handles.
See, no. You're a lyricist, but keep those. But no, I'm just saying, like, maybe I won't be arrogant. Maybe I won't get in a fight. Maybe I'll be more patient. Like, you'll see the evidence of my faith, but like, or maybe I will write a scripture on my shoe. I don't know.
That's good.
You know, I don't know. But that's how I feel about the music. It's like,
yeah, I'm like, who's to say you can't? Like,
yeah.
I'm with that too. I really,
yeah.
I've picked up on that with you too from a distance. Like, and I'm like, yes. I like it.
I think it should.
And I think you need more people. Sorry, not
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's good to have people that are in their lanes that are Christian. That maybe that's not what I guess they're not like with the Christian label or have like the Christian quote unquote backing, but like that's what they're representing, exactly where they are. Like they're supposed to be where they are.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's certain people who, some Christians, I feel like they make music from the church for the church.
Yeah.
Some of us make music from the church to the world. And some of us make music from the church to everyone, right?
Good.
So there's like, some people are like elevation, and it's like, it's from the church for the church. But then there's some people who are from the church to the world, where it's like, that's a believer, but the whole world is listening to this content and like, hey, that really challenged me. What is that perspective that they just hit me with?
Sure.
You know, and then I think there's some artists who, you know, like yourself, who the world is listening, the church is listening, but everybody's sitting back saying, if this is what Christians can sound like, this is fire. You know what I mean? Like, I actually want to read you a tweet.
Okay.
Another tweet.
Okay.
Because I think this young lady says, Madison Ryann Ward really redeemed my idea of Christian music. I love her work. Oh. And I'm curious. Well, first, I want to hear what you think about that.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm like, wow. I'm super honored to hear something like that. And I feel that's really humbling, honestly. Yeah, to know that what I've walked through, what my experiences have been, which are different from that woman or guy's. Woman's, you know, like just the fact that my interpretation or my experience of God's kindness in my life toward me, his protection, redemption too, like in song, that coming out, and then the response being that someone's really connected with God. And it been like in a different way, or it's like strengthened them, or it's been a go-to.
Yeah.
Like there's a song that they're singing over themselves that came from, I just think God's amazing with that. Like it just goes to show how cool God is, really.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I love it because to me, your music has gone where other people's music hasn't gone. Like when you can alter people's perspective, and they were like, but I didn't know they could do that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a beautiful testament, because that's how big God is. It's where you're looking at God and you're like, oh, God does that. You know what I mean? Like when you see something get redeemed that you didn't know could be touched, and it gets touched, and you're like, whoa. And I think that's what your music does, honestly. It's like, unfortunately, people don't expect it to be that good. that creative, that rich, because, you know, Christians don't have the best PR. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
sometimes you just get a pat on the back. Oh, your baby loves Jesus. Good job. Good job. But it's like your music is really good.
I appreciate that.
And the church needs to hear it, but the world as well needs to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's my little, I'm off my soapbox.
Thank you.
Before we get up out of here, you know, I go underwater with people, so it's the deep end.
Okay.
So we take people a little bit under the water. All right. So we start light.
Okay.
We're gonna start light. Your life is busy now.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling, touring, recording. You're working on the music probably now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find time to just connect with God while you're in the midst of all this stuff you got going on these days?
You know, I like incorporating my prayer time and my actually focusing like hyper focusing on scripture when I'm working out. That's something I've been kind of trying to do more recently. I'm trying to get back in volleyball shape, like how I was in college. But yeah, if I can incorporate that into just something else, it helps me. Yeah, I would say that.
That's good.
It helps me. And then I also, I also like weave it into whenever I'm creating, like I do mixed media art and design and other things like draw and paint and stuff. And so I think that it's kind of in that too.
You're just an artist.
Yeah.
I love it. Random question.
Yeah.
Are you still nice on the court?
We'll have to see.
I'm not getting out there. I'm not hurting myself.
Really? Do you not play?
I quit. I retired. What was it? Last year was my last time playing basketball. I believe it was some university. I can't remember. Went on the court. Felt like I had a good game. By the time I got off the court for the next 6 weeks, I had a boot on.
No way.
So I'm done. I have a career, people. I can't be walking around injured, okay?
Yeah.
My body says that's it. But I see my friends tear ACLs and MCLs because they're getting old. We just getting old, Madison. So we can't do what we used to do. Not you, but us, me and my crew. So that's all I'm saying.
Man.
What is God teaching you right now? Like, what do you feel like, man, this is what God is teaching me in this season of my life?
Dang, that's a big one.
Hey, I was underwater. Take you deep up under the water, man. You know what I'm saying? What are he teaching you? What lesson are you learning out here in these streets?
I don't know. I don't want to make something up. I'm not trying to make something up.
No,
but
don't
I'm
make
like,
nothing up.
What has it been?
Well, I guess a better question is like, what kind of season are you in? Are you excited right now? Are you anxious? Are you like struggling? Are you like, what is God like showing you in this season of life? Like, where are you at right now? Where's Madison at today?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's actually been pretty hard. I've been really anxious lately. And I'm working. There's been some changes within my team and my just going forward. What's next for me? Because I'm planning on doing another tour coming up this fall. Just a run, and then I'm working on my third album right now. So I think with some changes, like my body's been like responding, just feeling really, really overwhelmed. So with that, if you're really overwhelmed for too long, you start to feel depressed. So it's been a combination. Like I know it presenting today, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like we're laughing and it's all good, but it actually has been pretty hard. So I think God's just been encouraging me that it's going to be okay, that it's going to be okay and that he's with me and that I don't need to be fearful. I think it's the fear that starts to, I don't know. It's like, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
You know, but
It's an anxious generation right now.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's an
And I
anxious
honestly, I
generation.
don't even like speaking. I don't like being like, yeah, I'm anxious, just like everybody else. Like that's not. I kind of want to be careful with that because I don't want to I don't want to put too much like power into it. But
I don't think that's the case. I think you actually take power away.
Oh, by naming it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Because then it's like saying you know how to go to God and say, this is what I need help, healing, deliverance in. I'm not hiding it. I'm saying, look, this is where I'm at.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And all I'm saying is Rick Rubin is very kind, but God is kinder. So you go to God like you went to Rick. I'm just saying.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. Like, Rick, you the man.
That's good.
But all I'm saying is
that's good. You know what? It's actually kind of cool. This is a nod to Rick. But whenever I was finding my way and creating a lot with different people, because I was working with so many different people all at one time, I collected a lot of that music and went and played it for him, just to kind of get we had like a listening session.
Mm-hmm.
And he encouraged me and said, and I don't know really where Rick is at in his faith. I hope at some point he could be a brother in Christ, you know. But he encouraged me and said that some of his favorite songs are songs to God, or songs whenever I'm singing about God. He said that to me. And this was whenever I wasn't really doing it like that.
Yeah.
And that really encouraged me.
Man, listen.
It really, I was like, wow, thanks, that's cool.
All I'm saying is the Lord's in the midst. I don't know. All I'm saying is, hey, I honestly think, just hearing you say, I relate to a lot of what you said. And if I could give you my advice in the season that you're in, is like, God is at the helm of it all. Like, so real true story. I went through just a season of depression, darkness, anxiety.
Yeah.
And as I was coming out, I was like working on my restoration album. And
which was amazing, by the way.
Oh, God bless you. Should have had you on it, but it's all good. But I was coming out of that dark place, and I was like, are they going to receive this album? Is this what is going to happen? And I remember just calling out to God in the shower, just saying like, Lord, help me, because I want the album to do well more than I want people to be healed.
Wow.
And I was like, get that out of me. You know what I mean? Because I was more anxious about, I've been gone, I got this, I've been through all these problems, and it's dark, and if it doesn't do well, then it just proves I'm done, and just all these thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And then over time, God just encouraged me that like, hey, I'm gonna bring some healing to people, and whether it does well or not, there's gonna be some healing that's gonna happen. And over time, I started getting more excited about that part of it. And I was like, I'm not rushing this.
That's good.
I'm just going to try to, you know what I mean? So I'll just say, like, God's going to do something with what he's going to do, what he's going to do. Just let him, he got it. He got you.
That's good.
Let him have it.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I
for
receive
sure.
it. Thank you.
You got it. You're already good. You know what I'm saying? Your identity's solid. Hey, listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Deep End. This episode is brought to you by the Amazing Life Foundation, and I've worked with this team for over a year now. They've helped me produce this show since the beginning. Amazing Life's mission is to help people grow and flourish through high quality content, and I just want to thank them for making this show possible. Now, back to the podcast.
That's so cool.
The last thing, and I've only done this one other time, but I got to do this. I got to ask this. Will you sing us something?
Yes.
Give us something,
sure.
Madison. What you want to give us? Something new, something old, something hot, something cold. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wrote a song.
Okay.
Just last week, actually.
Okay. I'm going to just close my eyes and be here.
Okay.
I'm going to act like I'm Rick. Hold on. Let me sit in my chair.
You have to take your shoes off.
Oh yeah, I gotta take it. I ain't gonna do all that. All right, Rick, here we go.
You're also gonna have to float in.
That's true. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. You threw stones at me, so I built up a wall. We're not enemies, but you preyed on my fall. I know you hate to see me overcome it all. You threw stones at me, but I'm still standing tall. 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 I'm still standing tall.
I'm sorry, I had to. I was the Spirit, this Holy Spirit. If you need me on the background,
Hey.
you killed that. Just effortlessly running all over the place, like just effortless. Like it's just that's stupid. That don't even make sense. You wasn't even trying. You just like I'll do a little song. Still standing tall. This is amazing, phenomenal. I'm a fan. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you being here. Grateful for your presence.
Thank you, Lecrae.
Honored.
Likewise.
And excited for what's coming.
Thank you. I
You know what I'm
really,
saying?
really appreciate you asking me to be here. And I also am so grateful for you being here and what you mean, not just to me, but to so many people. Like, it's really, really special. And I've been listening to you since I was a kid. So it's cool.
So I'm the
Thank
reason
you.
you're successful. This is
That's
my fault I'm
right.
playing.
You've been my soundtrack. You were keeping me pushing.
Hey, man. I got her that D1 scholarship.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. That's love.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
This is The Deep End with Lecrae.